Yes.
How do you stop Wisconsin's big guy?
Whew. Tough matchup for us. Tough matchup. Really skilled. 7 foot tall. It's going to be a handful.
Is this where you're going to miss? Is this the game you'll miss Willie the most?
Wish we had Willie. Maybe we will. I doubt it. But this would be his game. But he's not here, and if he's not here and he can't play, then we got to do what we have to do. Try to figure out. Our whole plan will be, let's get ready as though he's not playing.
Do you have a specific diagnosis on what his injury is?
Medical people have that. I don't. His ankle hurts.
Cal, were you worried at all that the timing of the news of Orlando leaving here will affect your guys at all?
No, the guys were ecstatic for him. Oh, they were happy. Willie got on the phone with him and says, "You know you owe me now. I helped you get that job." It's just funny. I mean, the guy, this is a little different deal here. The guys aren't separated from the players, and, you know, they create relationships with them, and these guys are happy for him. Now, he's got to do the press conference. We're not practicing until tonight. He'll be back for practice, and then we go on and like nothing happened. So, but I can't tell you how ecstatic I am for him and the opportunity, because it is like the right job for him. Just a perfect, if you said your first job. Now he's going to have to go do it. He's going to have to go recruit. He's going to have to really create a culture there, an expectation to win, which he will. And you guys all know anyone that meets him is going to say, "I really like him." Now, he did not get that from me. Why are you laughing, Jerry? I can't get Jerry to laugh until I say something like that.
John, how well do you know Bo Ryan, and when did you first get to know him?
Well, let me tell you, he and I talked yesterday for about 15 minutes. And what I said to him was, I watched the end of your game and I watched the interview and I got emotional because they talked about his father. And the reason we got to know each other is because I saw how he was with his father. His father would go everywhere with him.
Like the Final Four with him every year.
Every year. And I'd see his dad and we'd talk. It's like Billy Donovan. I like Billy, but what I respect the most is how he is with his dad. His dad sits on a bench. So you coaching tonight? When I grab him, that's what we talk. What are you coaching? What's your job tonight? Rebounding, defense? But the same with Bo and his father. That coaching and all that, I don't care how many wins, what you done, national, but to see him and how he was, and then know that and watch that post game. He and I have planned a toast for his father at the function that they do for all the teams. So we're both going to have a beer and toast his dad. I said, we're going to toast him there. He said, perfect. So, and I told him, I wish we weren't playing each other because one of us got to lose. But, I'm happy for him. He's a good man. He's a good man. Good guy.
Did you call him?
What's that?
Did you call him?
Yeah. And he said, my phone has rung off the hook and I have not answered for anybody. So,
Pretty cool.
yeah, it is cool. It's in some cases our profession is still like that. In other cases it's not. But in some cases it's still like that, and it should be.
Yes, and one other thing about Orlando. What makes the South Florida job such a good fit for you?
The school has unbelievable potential, facilities. He's in a league that he can win. He, being South Florida, one of his home bases is going to be the Dominican Republic to be able to recruit. So now you're talking, South Florida, a little Latin flavor. Here he comes in here. They need someone to excite their fans, their campus, that's him. I mean, that's who he is. And that's why I say perfect fit, in my opinion.
Yesterday on the Final Four call, Bo said the great thing about Wisconsin fans is they don't think they invented basketball like fans in some other states.
They said what?
He said the great thing about Wisconsin fans is they don't think they invented basketball like fans in some other states. Do you think he was referring to your fans?
Our people don't think they invented it. They've just made it better. And our fans do have all the answers to every issue concerning basketball. They're crazy. They're nuts. I mean, they watch the tapes more than I do. I bet you there are fans out there that have watched more Wisconsin tape than I have. There's no question. Like, how many games have you watched? Well, I watched their last 7. What? You're a fan. Go enjoy the process. Enjoy the growth of the team. Enjoy what's happening. Have joy with the guys. Now I got to prepare for this game. Prepare what? What are you talking about? But you know what? That's fine. I mean, if that makes them click and go and get up in the morning and smile, and then I feel good about it.
And I remember you saying a couple of times, you know, it's going to happen. It's going to click. May not be this year, but it's going to happen. Was there ever a point where you thought, okay, it's not going to happen this year? Or maybe you wondered it's not
No,
going to happen?
I don't think that way. It's just like when I'm coaching a basketball game. I never think we're going to lose till the horn goes off and say, man, we needed more time. We lost that one. The losing never comes in my mind. I never give up on a player. I never give up on a team. I just think it's going to take longer. There are times that I get more aggressive. There are times that I get more impatient. But I never stop believing, and I never. Last year we played dodgeball, kickball. I mean, what do you? I'll try whatever I have to try to get through to a team to help them get better. And the same with individual players. I will never give up on an individual player. You know, we have guys, and I told you that yeah, I was happy about we won, and it was all good. We're going to the Final Four, but we walked in that locker room. The first thing I talked about was Dominic and Marcus Lee. You know, what happened for them. The game before, Alex said it was the greatest moment in my basketball career. Well, as a coach, that's what you want from this. And now I'm saying to Alex, you can be Marcus Lee. Why aren't you being Marcus Lee? You jump like him, you're long like him, you're stronger than him. They can't push you around. So play like him. Just go and rebound every ball, go defend, block shots. But it's really hard. You got to do effort, energy. The other way, I'll make a play every 5th time down. I can go and back it up a little bit. I don't have to extend myself. And that's, again, saying Alex is playing great, and he's halfway home. He's in the best shape. He's mentally better. He's helping us win. That drive where he went to that basket was a huge, probably won the game too. But now they should be talking about him worldwide, but he's got to let loose. And that means unbelievable effort. When you're tired, take yourself out. Not, don't take me out. I want to stay in the game as long as I can. Well, that doesn't work now. So, like I said, we're to be honest, we got this week to get better. We're still getting better. This isn't like let's touch up and let's just condition and let's get down to Dallas. No. We're practicing tonight like we practiced last week.
How would you describe there's not Final Four experience among these teams. You don't have a lot of players who have been there. And I've heard it suggested maybe this might even be better for your guys, that the freshmen don't get as sort of wide-eyed about it as guys who are in their last chances. Do you see any value in it in taking a young team there?
You just told me none of them have been there. I didn't even think about it. I mean, we're all taking teams there that are playing well right now, or we wouldn't be there. Every team is playing their best. Look, Wisconsin lost 5 of 6. Connecticut hit the dumps. The only team that hasn't is Florida. You know, you all counted us off. I had to be wheeled in there in a casket, and I opened it and said, "We ain't dead yet, boys," for my guys to believe. You guys didn't know I did that. That wasn't for public consumption.
So you really did that?
league.
You really did that?
What's that?
Your league gets 2 teams in the Final Four, and it wasn't regarded as one of the better leagues throughout the season. Does that say anything?
I think if Tennessee wasn't in our region, they'd be an Elite 8 Final Four team. And so it could have been 3. But I also think from Missouri to LSU to Georgia, Arkansas. I mean, those teams are good teams. And again, we're not getting the respect we deserve. We've said it. But, you know, it is what it is right now. And we just got to keep having teams advance in the NCAA tournament and do well and see how it goes from there.
Did we clarify this casket thing?
Willie, did I get wheeled in a casket and open it and said, we ain't dead yet? There you go.
You guys, John, you guys weren't dead yet, but how seriously ill were you?
That's why I don't read your stuff, John. So I never was seriously ill. Yes?
One of your fans went out and got a tattoo that said 2014 National Champions. Any thoughts on that?
Next question.
Did you borrow that from Abe Lemons?
What's
The
that?
casket thing from Abe Lemons?
I steal everything from everybody. He was a funny man right there. Did he do that?
I think he did back in the 70s, but shows my age. I'm from the Dallas Morning News. I have a couple of Texas-centric questions, if you don't mind. I don't know if you recruited Texas back when you were at UMass, but I wondered what has...
When I was back at UMass and went into Texas, the coaches asked if we were Division I or Division II. So we didn't do real well then.
What's evolved in Texas to the point where now you have 3 guys?
Let me tell you what's happened in Texas. Where Texas was always just about football. It still is, Friday nights and all that stuff. But the coaching in Texas, the high school coaching, has gone from the line coach coaching the basketball team to basketball coaches, basketball junkies coaching basketball now. So now all of a sudden you're getting skilled players. You have the John Lucases and the other guys that are training. So before, if you remember back in the 70s, in the 80s, it was, yeah, the Texas kid can really go, but he doesn't have a feel for, you remember all that?
Sure.
Well, that's no more. I mean, that's not the case. So you can, it's a big state now, and you got big cities, and you got a lot of kids. There's a lot of them. But, you know, we were fortunate with the 3 that we recruited here. I mean, obviously 2 and 1, and then Julius, but.
And then Julius, what was your initial impression when you started recruiting him and the structure of the Titans organization with a billionaire benefactor?
Well, when they flew in to go to their AAU game, and I had this little small plane, I was flying out, and I said, whose plane is that? And that's the Titans plane, I think. Wow. But also the high school he went to was a great school. He got coached in both of those programs. When I first saw him as a junior, I said, you know, he's going to be really good, but he's not sure of himself yet. When I saw him as a rising senior, I said he's starting to get a swagger. He had a swagger early. He got punched in the mouth. He tasted blood early, and the swagger kind of wavered, and now he's got his swag back. But it shows that he's still growing as a player. But the best thing that's happened for him, he's surrounded by good people, and they all tell him the truth. They tell him the truth, and it's you. You know, there ain't no, and it's great. Mother's solid. Left the game early because she had to go to work. That ain't going to happen very often for long, but right now I guess she had to. So, and the Harrisons, great family. Mom, dad, raised them, and did right. They were coached. I mean, they're skilled. They just had to be challenged in a lot of different ways that they had never been challenged, and it was tough on them. They weren't here this summer. That set them back some.
Cal, you've harped for a long time. Julie's mom said couldn't stay another night in the hotel, couldn't afford to bump that flight. It was the last flight. You've talked a long time about players who make it this far. You should be able to do something for them.
I think that always is going to happen here, and I've kind of predicted all the stuff that was happening, and I would say all that's going to happen. I think there'll be a watershed in the next year or so that you'll see stuff that's stuff that I've talked about for 5 years happening.
Last question. What about Wisconsin? I mean, people talk about the big guy and so forth. What is it about Wisconsin that maybe we don't know that they're really good? Great passing team, movement team, keep you on defense, make you stay in a stance. The minute you fall asleep, like if you have a lot of young guys, then somebody's falling asleep. You can't stop on defense.
You got to play 30 seconds. They're a defensive rebounding team. I would imagine their whole thing is going to be they're getting one shot at the basket and that's it. They're not getting offensive rebounds, and we're all going in here. And it's probably that Bo will probably have 4 days of scrum around the basket to make sure that we're not offensive rebounding. He's a terrific man, a great coach. He's done it at every level, and it's going to be an extremely hard game for us. All these young guys against the veterans and their style, which is you get impatient, you don't stay in the stance and have discipline. You lose your focus for a second, 5 seconds, 4. It's a very difficult game to play because whatever that score is, one way or another, it's hard. We played against Temple. 5 is 12. 10 is 16. It's not the normal 10. So you got to be focused, and we're getting better at that. We got 4 days, 5 days to really ingrain them in how we're going to have to do this. The greatest thing that we've been able to do, play fast, okay. Press us, we've done that. Play Princeton offense, we did it. Last game was a lot of Princeton. This is a combination of Princeton and other stuff. We have ground it out. There are games that we're playing in the 50s, 60s. We can do that. So we're a team that's prepared for whatever's thrown at us, which I think helps us to advance.